Hello. So, I've, I across the past 1 or 2 or so weeks, I watched through the 4 Star Wars movies I have not seen yet, and the 15th season of the Doctor Who revival. So, the first Star Wars movie I watched was Rogue One. It was kind of boring. It was about how they stole the plans for the Death Star, and it just didn't really work well for me. The Last Jedi was better, but apparently it was a character assassination on Luke, and he was not likable in that movie, honestly. The first Ewok movie felt like a dull children's film. Second Ewok movie, the second Ewok movie, instead of being a dull children's film, had us feel like a dull children's film with some laughably bad moments in it. I would not watch any of them again. Those movies sucked. Then there's the newest Doctor Who season, which the first episode which was Joy to the World. I liked it, but I can't remember it that well because it was 7 months ago when I watched it. The second episode, The Robot Revolution, not very good. Kind of dull. Third episode, Lux, was really good. I liked the whole animation stuff there, even though I feel its depiction of a 30s, 40s cartoon wasn't quite accurate. The feel was off. Although the villain was good, though. And the 50s depiction was decent enough with the simplistic fact that they were trying to do the 50s style animation. It was a bit too complex. It wasn't dull enough. The outlines weren't thick enough, and the acting wasn't agonizingly 50s cartoon enough. But beyond those little nitpicks, because I've seen so much stuff from that time, it was a good episode. Okay, then there was... Okay, there was... Lucky Day Interstellar Song Contest. Okay, Lucky Day was a good episode once Conrad was revealed to be a internet conspiracy theorist, which... the conspiracy people, I don't believe they had a following in real life. It felt like they wrote him as one of those alternate right nut jobs in terms of style, but wrote him as a traditional old-fashioned conspiracy theorist. Another subject I have far too much knowledge on, the alt-right stuff and internet manipulation crap. I feel it was done okay, but it could have been done better. Him thinking aliens were not real felt more like a 60s conspiracy than a 2010s conspiracy. There was too much real world in it for my standards. Should have been more like the Alex Jones kind of thing, where the idea is making frogs into homosexuals with chemicals, too stupid to be rational. I mean, I get when they're writing something they have to make the audience buy the character, but it was too grounded, honestly, and too old-fashioned generic conspiracy. Good episode, though. Interstellar Song Contest was okay. There's 2 other ones I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, the story and the engine. It was kind of boring. Everyone was in one room, and it's what the fuck are you doing, guys? Why are we doing a low budget episode that feels more low budget than season 4's rehash all the old sets episode? It just did. Like, you've cut down the episode count. How do you still have the budget problems? We have to, like, use your, like, remaining $2 to, like, break into a barber shop and film. Or whatever the heck this was. There was one more. Crap, what was it? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. It was the one that was a sequel to Midnight. I liked that one. I mean, I could do with less killing of a character with a speech impediment named Alice. Like, the last name I talked was a V. Because, like, my grandma died, like, a week before I watched that. I'm just thinking, like, this is a little uncomfortable, but, I've endured whatever the hell the ending of the second Wings of Fire graphic novel was, so that wasn't really anything major to write home about on an emotional level. But beyond the minor emotional skirmish, good episode. Okay, finale. The finale was like, they bring back the Ronnie, and then they like make the conspiracy guy and do something, and have Mrs. Flood beats Ronnie as well. It's like, oh my god, it sucked. Like, I love the base idea of Conrad's twisted take on the world becoming real. I just wish he had those 50s David Cullen critical drinker style nuclear family ideas in his intro episode. Because then it would have kind of meant something later on. Like, the episode should have just been him, I don't know, marrying Mrs. Flood, because, like, she's some old woman, and then, like, she gives birth to the babe, to God of Wishes, and then maybe say dies. Like maybe do that. Then have it be his world, and, like, everyone trying to slowly learning that the reality's fake, and just do that. We don't need the Ronnie. We don't need the weird bone beasts that feel confusing and make no sense. We don't need Omega for 2 seconds, which was still better than when he ran around a carnival and, like, I think he frightened a child. I know he frightened a child, because in those kind of scenes, when they decompose in front of a kid in a happy place, the kid gets scared. I don't know if it happened in that variation, but I assume it did. Didn't see it happen. I think that scene was just on autopilot and sucked. The stupid big skeleton version of a CGI was objectively better than the 80s one. Like, then the stuff was poppy, went on for too long. The villains were resolved too quick. It just kinda was not. It had really good stuff, like the Conrad's world and Conrad being God to people. I loved that stuff. Like, that could have been fine. They could have just, those two things should have been separate stories if the season was longer. I mean, if the season was longer, I would have liked it, because it would have been like 12 really good episodes and 2 episodes. But no, we got 7 good episodes and 2 episodes, which is like almost like a forced sucked. Between the fourth and the fifth, basically. I like the regeneration and the motive of the Doctor trying to save one life. The thing is, I wish that Poppy was not a duplicate of the space babies. Which just would have been totally fine if the space babies were explained to be duplicates of various random children from the past. That would have made this thing a lot better and been more coherent. But that's my headcanon. It's like, hey, it's a bad headcanon. So what? I have stupider headcanons, and I made up as a joke because I found it funny. I like the season though.